Did you already click recording?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, so sweet, I got the fourth one done. So basically, when you go to install, after you've done install it, you just run learn Wk9ta, press enter, and it pops up the kind of the little setting here, and you can choose which task you want to do. So for example, hello world, we press enter and it'll tell you where to go, like what to do. It's kind of like a walkthrough.
Right.
So
Hey,
on
Sam.
this one, hey Sam. So on this one, it is just a hello world. And so after you've installed Node, Sam, I was just going over how to do the learn Wk9ta. So after it's installed, just type in learn Wk9ta, you press enter, pops up this screen, and you can choose which task to complete. So if we go to hello world, pops up this, and it just tells you exactly what it wants. Write a program, prints hello world to the console, and then it goes through on how to do that. So you just make any file with a .js at the end. So for example, we can name it program.js. And then you just run it with node and then the program name. So to output to the console, you just type in console.log and then whatever text. And then it has like a auto grader to see if it's done. It's this learn Wk9ta verify and then the program name. And as far as I can tell, it just goes down the line. So I've already done hello world, baby steps, my first IO, and IO sync. So if I run the test again, it'll test it against this filtered LS, unless I think you can specifically select hello world to test. But it's like a weird menu. Anyways, so let me open this up. All right, so here's the hello world, basically just that, what they told us.
Right.
Just console.log, and then you just type in verify, and then the name of the file. So
hey, Enrique.
And it'll say you passed if you get it right or not if you don't, what the actual result is and what the expected is.
Oh, so it's like a test bed.
Yeah, that's what the word I was looking for. Just that is accurate. All right, so the next one is baby steps, and this is to receive parameters, arguments. So basically you just use process.argv, and it's an array of the arguments that are given. And the first two is always the node, and then it'll be the path to the program you ran, and then anything after that are what's inputted. So for example, if you put in node program.js 1, 2, 3, that's the first argument, second argument, and then every argument after that. And they're input as strings. So what this is saying is that you can't, you have to type them either using number or this weird plus sign to type it as a integer or a number. So that's what I did on this one. Baby steps right here. So basically, I just got the length of the arguments that were given. I just have a sum that we're going to output, and then I just did a for loop. I started at 2 because the 0 and 1 are just the node and the program name. So 2 is really where we want to start.
Right.
And then we just loop through, and I just sum up all the numbers. So that's that. So we'll just test bed that really quick. All right, so we passed. Then we get into input output. And this gets a little weird. Basically, you have to create a variable for the file system, and then you use require, and then the whatever the module or library that we're going to use. And
this is kind of what we covered in the reading, isn't it?
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. So you just it's stored as that, and then you just have to read it in. Has a buffer. You can put it to a string, and then it just wants to know how many new lines there are. So it suggests using split, do it by a new line character, and then just subtracting 1 from that, because you always have the end of the file. So I have that is my first IO right there. That's how it looks. Basically just what it says. -1. And just like that. So that passed. And then I just finished up this one, my first sync, async. Did you guys read about that too?
Yeah. I didn't totally get it, but I read it.
Okay. So basically, it's the same exact problem as before. We want to find the new lines, but what we want to do is use the asynchronous call, so you can perform multiple processes at the same time.
Right.
And so it just says use a callback, and that's just kind of the format of the callback. You have your error, and then you have your data. So it's pretty much the same exact thing, except you have a function right here. And then it also suggested UTF for the file type or whatever, encoding. So if we compare it side by side, here's this one where we're gonna pull it in through here. And we're gonna split it. And then this one, we are gonna read in instead of doing the FS, and then we'll just count those. I just condensed it a little more in this one.
Right.
And that is where I am at. And luckily it passed.
Is this doing anything? Because it doesn't seem like it is doing anything.
Are you installing it, Sam?
Yeah.
I had to push the space bar a couple times in there, and then it rebooted my computer several times. If you do the chocolatey and the Visual Studio Code, which I did.
Yeah, this just isn't doing anything. There's nothing I can do to get it to do something either.
So what does that say there, Jason?
Here. Let me. I've lost control of life. Okay. I'm just gonna post this in the Slack, I guess.
Cool.
There you go. Basically, create a program that prints a list of files in any given directory. And then filter file extensions as a second argument. So basically, if we want to search a directory for text files, it'll find all the text files. Yep. All right, and so this still has the same asynchronous kind of behavior, so we got to use a callback just like this. I kind of understand what it's saying about a callback, but I don't quite fully understand what a callback does. So I'm just kind of using it.
So basically what happens is you give it a function, and then it goes off and it does its thing that you told it to do. And then when it's done, it calls that function with the result of that.
Okay. Just call this filter.
So how do you start this?
So open up a command prompt, and then you just type in learn Wk9ta.
Just type, okay, so it's just like a command you use. Okay.
And then it gives you kind of like this sweet MS-DOS looking program.
Please start this in a TTY compatible. Okay, I guess I can't use bash.
So is this I need to click on this npm thing to download this and install it, is that right?
I'd have to go through the instructions again. I did mine earlier today. Here we go. If everybody can see that.
Okay. So I just create this file wherever.
Yeah, and then you just run it you just reference it in the command prompt. I went to the directory in my command prompt, and then I ran the program. Does that make sense? So I just went to my teaching directory, and then I just typed in the learn Wk9ta.
Oh, yeah, I was just checking. I was
Now we're in the right folder. So I guess.
All right, so just keep running this.
Okay, I don't need all this stuff. It says to do this as a team, but this almost feels like it might be better suited for doing it alone. I don't know.
I kind of really wish that I had known that we had to install all this crap before I
Well, In the reading, it has you install Node, but
Oh yeah, I did that.
you don't have to do anything else. I mean, aside from install learn you Node, which is a single command.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, where's the command for learn? Oh no, there it is. Do I have to do anything with npm to get that? Like to install on my command prompt?
The npm I thought was just for chocolatey and the other things. I don't know. I did it in the middle of the day. I just followed the instructions. Whatever it said to do, I just did it.
Okay.
But yeah, Sam, I agree. I was doing this in the middle of the day, and it's just kind of like just like a walkthrough tutorial thing.
I kind of see what Sam means when he's says that it would be kind of easier to just do it on your own.
I mean, it just helps to learn it. I mean, the first one's not really hard. Hello world.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that, the only time that's hard is if you've never programmed before and you're doing it in C++.
Right.
You know? Huh? Why does that say that didn't work?
You want to share your screen and
This doesn't make any sense to me. Just a second. Okay, put this back over here. And this, and then this. So yeah, here's what the test bed thingy or whatever it is saying. I don't understand what that means.
okay, so
Oh wait,
I
no,
saw the
it's
same
in
thing.
all caps.
Yep.
That's why. Okay, that's kind of weird, but I guess if that's what you want. The empty string at the end just kind of threw me off. I don't know why that's there.
The empty string comes in every exercise actually.
Uh,
How many of these npms did you install? Did you just do the learn
yeah, but
JavaScripting git it?
it should be all is the learn you know. You shouldn't need anything else.
Okay, so just learn cool.
It's having us do command line arguments. I don't imagine that's very useful if you're making a website. But
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I have to say, this is a lot more, like a lot more than just an hour's worth of work.
well, I don't think you have to do everything, do you? It's like
in the
Hey, you got a new
whatchamacallit,
background, Sam.
it says
Hello world, baby steps, my first IO, my first async IO, filtered IS, make it modular. And then there's a couple. And then there's four more stretch challenges.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 13 exercises.
That's true.
That's to get all those. I think this is the first week I may just be getting core requirements here, because
That's
my
true.
brain's
It's
starting to
like,
give out on the filtered one. I'm like, what?
it's like averaging 4 minutes a program.
The filtered one, it just gives you documentation. It says read the documentation. Okay, so Actually, I'm very curious to see if this is going to work. Nope.
I know you a mama's boy.
I think you have to declare I. You have to say var I, Sam, in your for loop.
How do you know when you're supposed to do that and when you're not?
I think in JavaScript, yeah, it's
Or do you have to do it?
no, you can. I've done it there, but you can do it. Yeah, but whenever you do variables, I think you have to type var.
So is that?
That looks right. So I think you should try that. See what you get.
It's not actually complaining about variable. About that. I think that just
Length is not defined.
yeah. So I don't know.
I did a dot length is what I did. Here, when you see mine, which one's this? The baby steps. Right here. So it's argv dot length. Is what I did.
So I think yeah, that just makes it a local variable. Not actually.
So I mean, I could do the same thing and put this right here.
Where does okay? What do I do? Is it this?
Dot length, yeah.
Because I've been just using PHP, and so I'm just not used to this right now.
Oh yeah.
So is this program supposed to still print the argv, or is it not supposed to?
No, it's just supposed to print the sum of that.
But you can't sum the first. Oh, I'm sorry. You started at 2.
Yeah, so that should be correct.
Yeah.
And then you can do the tests with the learn you node, and then verify, and then the name of your program. So argv.js. And it's just verify. And then the name of the argv, yeah. Yep. And then so when you start, yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah.
Okay, Ryan, we're going.
Alrighty then.
Sure.
Or can you hear that wonderful sound in the background? My roommate singing / hurting himself. Your site was not found. You lied to me. There's no documentation here.
Yeah, I had to manually go there. I couldn't just copy and paste. There was something wrong.
Wait, it added spaces to it. It added this, yeah, added a space. Think. Oh, that's taking forever. It's on my computer. Why is it taking so long?
It's using Node.js. Not checking.
Wow. There we go. It decided it wanted to load the entire documentation instead of just what I wanted. Oh wait, no, this is all for the that one file. It's taking it years to load. Yeah. That's a lot.
It's process.argv.length to get the length of it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not having a whole lot of success with this this last one. filter.
Hmm.
Oh, because I got to do a toString, I guess. Hey, I got it to work somewhat. I'm just interested to see how we're supposed to use Node.js in as a web server, which I'm assuming that's like the last part of the tutorial.
Right? It's like seems an awful lot like seems an awful lot like the first like Emacs C++ stuff we were doing.
Yeah.
What? Why is it saying that that's not then? Yeah, this is a function, my dude. I don't know why you're saying it's not.
Are you doing the async?
No.
Okay. Let me see on mine. I did. split.
There we go. 39. It's because length is a field, not a function. Kind of weird. Okay.
Come on, baby. Yay. Okay. I like how they use incorrect English throughout this whole tutorial. Well, do we just want to do this individually, or it seems like Enrique already hopped off?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think that's kind of the best way to really figure this out, is just to kind of play with it and go through the tutorials.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I'm doing, and I think we're all just doing that individually, and we all just happen to be on a call.
This is kind of a really silly team activity, but yeah. You know,
If you guys have
usually-
questions, or if I have a question, I'll just post it in Slack, and maybe if somebody's already done it or got past it, just share the experience.
All right. Hey, would you mind looking at, like, I'm kind of running into a
Yeah.
wall with my ArcV here.
Okay, I'll go ahead and share your screen.
Yeah, hang on. Let's see, here it is. So I can't, like, it looks like it's missing something.
Okay, so
When I run it, it's, oh wait, hang on.
because you have to type it as a number, and
Number right there.
our number. Oh, let me see your for loop. I think it's your for loop. 5, 4. I did that same thing. Baby steps. No, why do I keep there? No, that looks like it should work. Oh, that's why, because you declare something inside your for loop and then you use it outside your for loop.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. So it's constantly redeclaring it.
Yeah, and then when you get out of the loop, it doesn't have it. It'll just pull whatever's in memory.
Right. That was stupid. That was a dumb mistake. All right. Beautiful.
All right. Coolio. Well, if you guys have any questions about the callback functions, I finally think I understand them. I was going
Cool.
through it. So, all right. Well, I'll talk to you guys next week. We're on Slack.
All right.